Commissioners, the meeting is live.
Call this November 19th meeting of the Riley County Commission to order. Please, everybody, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. Christmas, less than a week, huh? You got your shopping done?
I don't do shopping, very little, just direction that I get to help her out.
It's amazing how that works. I got a nice, sounds like we're gonna have a nice day today.
I'm gonna wait till about 5 or 6 o'clock. That's gonna change.
Oh, is it?
Cold front coming in, 16 tonight.
So it'll feel festive.
Yeah,
Any
Okay.
snow?
that's a word for it. No,
I saw the typical meme, it shows a pie and it says snow on Christmas and it's got like a sliver in there and it says, no snow and it says sliver, also in red, but no snow.
high tomorrow is like 32.
All right, probably breezy.
Mhm.
Motorcycle weather right there.
Pull out more than a jacket finally. Okay. I did not know that. Okay, well, we'll start off with some public comments this morning, so. No. Nothing, no project, nothing going on, nothing, no good news to tell us? Okay, not yet. Okay. Seeing anything from the public then, I guess we'll move on to commissioner comments as usual and Commissioner McKinley.
Got to write anything down, so I'm just gonna look at my
Okay,
calendar. and come up with something.
good luck reading it.
Yeah, Monday afternoon or Monday evening, I guess, went to that the Chamber of Commerce Established Business Leaders Holiday Social. It was a good time to talk to some people. Had a little bit of a presentation about the holiday, the festival of trees and how it's developed and how it's grown. And let's see, Tuesday is another K-State men's basketball game where they play half. Sometimes play the first half, sometimes they play the second.
Yeah, this one
half.
was like the last part of the first half and the first part of the second half, and they just kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got about 20 minutes in. It's 20
this
minutes.
kid, number 22 for Drake, my gosh. He was hitting them from Des Moines and Kansas City. That was crazy.
Yeah, hit the shooter.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday was the North Central Juvenile Detention Center meeting. Very quiet meeting, nothing exciting going on, which is always good.
I was waiting for something there.
No, it was everything's going well. Good to hear. That's type of meeting we like to hear. Big news. And then went to the women's game last night and they ran over somebody again.
Mhm.
Yeah, he really did.
When Lee sat down, started the fourth quarter, she had 34 points and New Mexico State had 34.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No,
39, 38 or something was
Yeah.
the total, yeah.
yes, they only had 39 total. And she only played 26 minutes
You got a double.
and got a double, 34 points. So, and that's all I've got.
Okay. Busy week, not exactly the greatest of weeks either, so I've been getting used to that a lot lately, so. Monday afternoon, attended the December meeting of the Riley County Law Board at Manhattan City Hall. Passed the consent agenda as written for the first item. General agenda items included promotions of Corporal Garrett Lloyd, Sergeant Joseph Ehrlich, and Sergeant Jason Hubbard. Voted to approve the 2025 Riley County Law Enforcement Meeting Resolution, as well as the Aggieville lease substation lease agreement, the Special Traffic Enforcement Program, or STEP. That's TEP, STEP grant, the 2024 gap waiver and an MOU between RCPD and NBAF. We heard the 2023 RCPD audit report from James Gordon and Associates, discussed strategic planning and the 2026 budget goals. They had a handful of executive sessions to complete the meeting. Monday evening, I too attended the Established Business Leaders Holiday Social at the Hilton Garden Inn. Heard from Brad Everett, who's the general manager. For various downtown activity and holiday events, as well as this year's Festival of Lights, which was apparently bigger than better than ever and shiny all over the place. So yeah. ESL board member Larry Shope discussed all the activities and events they achieved in 2024 and what they're planning for 2025. It was a fun event, wonderful opportunity to reach out, talk to members of the community, just about various things, not even about business or anything, or policy, just stuff. So anyway, thanks to Chamber and the Hilton Garden for putting that on. Tuesday after directors meeting with the Manhattan Area Chamber of Commerce at their downtown office after the passage of their consent agenda, which included November minute meetings, financials through I put January 24. That should be November, but what's a one anyway? So, and membership accounts. There is a vote of all the officers, different boards and committees and liaison positions for upcoming 2025. Other discussion items included consideration of the 2025 chamber budgets, which was discussed Tuesday night at the city commission meeting, and continued work on the growth plan and implementation that's been put together in various other city commission action items. Staff gave their usual reports. I gave a county ex officio report in the meeting as well. Wednesday afternoon had the December policy board meeting in the Flint Hills Metropolitan Planning Board at the Manhattan Public Library. Started the meeting with the financial update of the organization with some staff updates, which included the US 24 corridor study and the Connect 25 plan. KDOT also provided an update on area plans and projects. Some of our action items included approval of the October meeting minutes, Amendment 5 to the Transportation Improvement Plan, 2025 cost of living adjustments, and the 2025 Unified Planning Work Program. We also discussed a proposed DSIP project over in the city of Junction City in Gary County. And this morning I attended, I don't know how to spell, not God morning Manhattan, but good morning Manhattan. I hope you catch that, Cindy. At the now Doubletree by Hilton, not 4 Point Sheraton. I don't know if anybody caught.
Oh, I did not catch that.
Yeah. Right there on the,
Oh, I knew they'd been remodeled on the
I
outside.
thought
but
that
I
was
didn't
still the
catch
4 Point
name.
Hilton, but yeah, I saw that on the front entryway
Oh,
there. It's
didn't even pay attention.
Doubletree by Hilton.
We can do some improvements.
Yeah. I guess that-
They've been working on the outside of it.
I saw the outside.
Yeah, they're good.
Inside too.
Yeah, working on that too. Remember back when it was the Holodome?
Oh, yeah, that's such the big
Yeah.
thing in town.
Yep. Yes, guest speaker was Dick Carter from the Carter Group, who discussed some legislative items and potential bills coming out of Topeka in advance of the 2025 legislative session. Here we are. So that's all I got.
Ready for business?
Let's do it.
First item I need a motion to sign Stantec Professional Services Agreement for Comprehensive Planning Services, including contractual provisions attachment as presented.
Move the board approve, authorize the chairman to sign this Stantec professional services agreement for comprehensive plan services, including contractual provisions attached as presented.
Okay, I guess I'll have to second that. I'll second it. So it's been moved and seconded to authorize the chairman to sign the Stantec Professional Service Agreement for Comprehensive Planning Service, including the contractual provision attachments as presented. All in favor?
Chair, please sign.
Thank you, gentlemen, for getting that done. We do too. That's another one of those upside down ones.
And I'm going both directions.
Story in that one. Start wanting to work.
Yeah, sometimes papers are more cooperative than other times.
Okay, I think I got it.
That's good.
Thank you.
Next, commission need a motion to sign 2023 management representation letter with James Gordon and Associate.
Yeah, I'd move to sign the 2023 management representation letter with James Gordon and Associates.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to sign the 2023 management representative letter with James Gordon and Associates. All in favor?
Oh, both please sign. Commissioners need a motion to approve the contract with Schwab Eaton PA for the 2024 biennial bridge inspection in the amount of $30,250.
Just to clarify, it's like that.
Oh, he's not here. He left.
Yeah, I'll take-
Table
I'll
over there.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, you too. Not surprised.
Important deliveries.
Should be delivered to your guys' office, and maybe not here, but we'll talk about that later. Okay.
But again, and this is like that inspection, the other inspection, the budget, not a
Yeah,
number.
right.
But I think they've done it enough times, they've got a good idea of what it takes. I assume. I was hoping David Beach would be here to defend it, so I could attack him. I know David.
They've done this in the past in us, they're typically our bridge inspectors. This year it's a little different. It's slightly higher than it typically is. KDOT's rolling out a new Inspect X portal, so you have to enter in more data. So getting everything into the new portal is gonna be a little extra work. But just a heads up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, the only thing I noticed, it says, you get an electronic copy, but you get 6 written copies of the report.
Yeah.
You really do anything with those besides throw in a box?
We distribute them to like our engineering technicians so they can review them.
That's all.
I think our operations group gets one,
Oh,
just to
okay.
kind of review it, but I don't know that we can get 6. I think it's much for. We usually just use the electronic copies.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah.
You had mentioned I used to do the
Uh-huh.
inspections.
No, we were talking about
I'm
that.
sure they've
at,
changed it a few times since 30 years. when I did it.
we had a discussion about bridge inspections, both at KAC, you know, that was a pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're doing it the way we're doing it.
Well, I moved to approve the contract with Schwab Eaton for the 2024 biennial bridge inspection, the amount of $30,250.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract with Schwab Eaton PA for the 2024 biannual bridge inspection in the amount of $30,250. I'm in favor. Aye.
Both please sign. Some and some just the chair signs.
Stack of paper is about as heavy as the bridge itself.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be, use a stamp on, couldn't we?
No, Commissioner.
I'm talking to my legislators about that.
You've only got 165 people to talk to.
Wouldn't put it past me, would you?
And no two of them ever agreed.
Yeah, so it'd be amazing to see their great ideas this year.
There's only a little bit of sarcasm in that. Any bets as to them actually finishing in 90 days?
No way. I'll bet. I'll
they
bet on
don't
that
too.
one.
Yeah. They'll have to, even if they hit that date, they'll have to come back for a veto session, I guarantee.
I would think. Next, commissioners need a motion on the purchase authorization for used 2000 Spartan Ferrera pumper for the Raleigh County Fire District 1, the amount of 90,000. Funds from the RCFD number 184 fund.
I moved it.
Go ahead.
Good, huh? Okay,
It was good. All right.
Yeah, I did, unless you have any questions.
No. I moved to approve purchasing the used 2000 Spartan Ferrara pumper for the amount of $90,000 with funds to come from the RCPD number 1 fund 184.
second.
Both please.
To approve purchasing the used 2000 Spartan Fiara or Fiore?
Aurora.
Okay. That was an I on there, it'd be a lot more expensive than 90,000.
That's the right.
Yeah. I have to question that. Anyway, pumper for the amount of 90,000 with funds to come from the RCFD number 1 fund 8184. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Really fast fire truck.
Mhm. It sprays really fast, too, puts out fire quickly.
We know there are Lamborghini tractors. That's.
Yeah, it's true. And Mercedes, vans. And most Fiaris are fire red.
Right.
I got that going for you too. You know.
All stands.
I like that.
Yeah. Next, commission need a motion to approve the letters for Greg McKinley and Catherine Pokey and the resolution appointing representatives to the Riley County Law Enforcement Board.
I moved to approve the appointment letters for Greg McKinley and Catherine Folke in resolution 121924, the resolution appointing representatives to the law enforcement agency law board.
Second, been moved in a second to approve the appointment letters for Greg McKinley and Catherine Pokey and the resolution number 121924, a resolution appointing representatives to the law enforcement agency law board. All in favor?
I'm signing a letter to myself.
And you're gonna get one in the mail too.
You know, just like I always sign my own election certificate.
Yeah. I know.
That's.
I surely could use a stamp on this one since you're just sending it to me.
It's not about that though, Commissioner.
Damn it,
So close.
it's so far. Oh, good.
you. Next, Commissioner Raleigh County Employee Action Forms, Molly Mathis for promotion, Administrative Assistant 1, Planning and Development Department, Clancy Holman for retirement, County Counselor, Counselor's Office, Separation of Service, Anika Nip, Clerical Assistant, Appraiser's Office, Separation of Service, Chuck Marr, Election Worker, Baldwin Fisher, Emergency Management Planner, and the Emergency Management Department, Separation of Service, Charles Hawk, Volunteer Firefighter, Shelby Carpenter, Election Assistant, Elections Department, Separation of Service, Carol Davis, new hire, Office, Building Receptionist, Treasurer's Office, Joseph Goodnow, Promotion, Real Estate Specialist, Clerk's Department, Amy Kennedy, new hire, Intensive Supervision Officer, #1, Community Corrections. A lot of them.
I don't know if I'm gonna accept that second one yet or not.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
What, so you went Pete 3?
Yeah.
Bad news, bad news, Jake.
Make a good argument.
You have those packages and speak after.
Bad day to miss a meeting, Jake.
And this is why we don't have an appointment.
Timing can be everything, Jake.
Yeah.
Say again.
I said timing can be everything.
Oh, boy, I know. At least I attended the first one.
It's not the first one that counts. It's only as good as the one.
It's the most recent that's in their memory bank.
Hope excellent. We'll make sure you have that.
I hope those were some good packages on the front porch.
None for me, unfortunately.
Don't remember ever seeing deceased as a termination. That's.
Yeah, maybe we ought to change that and not put that on there.
And especially, I mean,
That's why I didn't read it.
no close of it was.
That's why I didn't read it.
With both of those, and I hadn't heard about Chuck. I mean, I obviously heard about the part, but I hadn't heard Chuck.
Chuck Miller, he went downhill quick. You
I
would
bet
not
it hadn't
meet a
been that
more
long.
positive, nicer
Oh,
gentleman.
yeah.
My goodness, he was just super. Yeah,
And as a speaker, when he spoke on gardening stuff and everything, he was.
and he was just as
dynamite.
positive through his whole process
Yeah.
to the end. You know, that's just him.
Well, we discussed the terminology, and that's consistent with historic, but it also makes a difference how we document it for benefits afterward, so.
Which is, well, I say that the other one, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But I hadn't heard about Chuck. I
Mhm.
hadn't seen him. And
Yeah,
I swear he was just about, he must not have been at the elections last time, but I'm so used to seeing him at the early voting stuff.
he's a super gentleman. Getting your energy back, Commissioner? Getting your energy back? Really?
A little bit. We're out real easy yet. It's getting better.
Hey, Brian, you got a quick second?
You.
Open up that business, Chamber of Commerce business things. Monday evening. Said Catasol, I'm talking to his wife. She called me daughter, my oldest daughter in 5th grade.
Oh, really?
started talking about it down there. It is.
Bless you.
Turned out, yeah, and she remembered all the kids,
Uh-huh.
she and teaching down there too, and I did not remember her.
Yeah, Pam was super nice. I really like her.
Yeah.
Super nice.
She had a pretty cool job too.
Huh?
Yeah,
Goes around to like the wineries and stuff and checks stuff out.
Goes around where?
Wineries and
Samples?
probably.
My wife does that. It's not a job.
No, they go through and they, you know, they like,
Testing.
yeah, testing of everything of the vines and. Yeah, yeah.
She does. Huh, how'd she get into that? I
I
wonder.
have no idea.
Interesting. Any changes to the minutes, commissioners?
I didn't see anything.
Move to approve the minutes of the December 16th meeting as presented.
Second to approve the minutes as written from the December 16th meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor? Aye.
How the tentative agendas look, commissioners?
I didn't get a chance to look at those. Gotta think a little short. Yeah, okay.
I like the brevity.
Any items for the next press conference we have next week's? Not, yeah, executive session with Mr. Holman up next. Brian, will you go the whole time?
Yes, on this one we will.
Oh, thanks, sir. Appreciate those.
That's a good one. Getting us in executive session, computer, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, you don't have to look forward to. We have somebody back here.
Oh, okay, I didn't see her back there, I thought. Okay.
You were worried, weren't you? Come on, you were scared. Justifiably so.
Close your eyes and hit a couple of buttons, maybe it's right.
Yeah, definitely. It's been.
Any commissioners?
Okay. I move the county commission, including Chairman Ford and Vice Chairman McKinley, recess into executive session on potential litigation with Bryant Parker and Jacob Hanson, deputy county counselors, and Clancy Holman, county counselor, attorneys for the commission, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship, an exception to the Kansas Open Meeting Act. Open meeting to resume in the county commission chambers at 10 a.m. Rich Fargo, county clerk, and Elizabeth Ward, human resource director, is present during a portion of the executive session to provide factual information.
That was second. The moving second of the county commission, including Chairman Ford and Vice Chairman McKinley, recess into executive session on potential litigation with Bryant Parker and Jacob Hanson, deputy county counselors, and Clancy Holman, county counselor, attorneys for the commission, which would be deemed privileged in the attorney-client relationship, an exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act, and the open meeting to resume in the commission chamber at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Rich Fargo, Riley County Clerk, and Elizabeth Ward, Human Resource Director, will be present during a portion of the executive session to provide factual information. All in favor? Aye.
And Commissioners, the meeting is live.
I move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
I'll second. Been moved and seconded that the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye. Move the record reflect action shall be taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. The record reflect action is taken consistent with the consensus reached in executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner. Okay. And Gary, you're up.
All right. I have a very short speech. It will take over 60 minutes. I've only got 15, so I'll try to condense it down. So today, as you all know, will be my last report to the Board of County Commissioners. And my last day will be Friday, January the 3rd. But if our executive board decides at the January 2nd meeting that they want to hire me on part-time as an acting ag agent until our new one gets here, because Ethan's last day is tomorrow, I may be coming in a couple days a week and they'll just pay me an hourly wage to.
You know that's probably gonna happen.
Well, I think, I'm not sure, I never, until you hear the final vote go down, but I think that's right. So January, February, maybe in March, I'll be doing that and then helping my replacement, who's Daniel Scuchis, starting out right away Monday, January the 6th, so there won't be any gap in between my departure and his arrival. And Daniel was a Pot County 4-H agent and then has been with the K-State on campus as a watershed specialist, working with farmers and ranchers on protecting groundwater and surface water, feedlot runoff and those kinds of things. So I've got full confidence in him, much like Clancy does in Mr. Bryant, doing his job well. So I think that you'll enjoy him a lot. He's a really good young guy. So it's been a pleasure working here in Riley County, and I've been impressed with the professionalism at the county level with all of your offices and the people that I've worked with. So I've appreciated that. But I'm going to turn the program over because Megan has her results from her Medicare. So she's got a handout for you. We don't have a PowerPoint, but she got a handout for you to give you a summary of her appointments and what she got accomplished. And she's been working really hard on this, even as much as I hate to admit that Megan was really hard, she really does work really hard. So, right, Megan?
I think I do.
Morning, commissioners. Yeah, just ask you to pass this down for me. So as Gary stated, I just finished up my open enrollment season for Medicare, which is where participants on Medicare can evaluate their prescription drug plan that they're on, as well as other options for their Medicare coverage. So we saw a lot of changes this year. Most came with the Inflation Reduction Act, that there is now a $2,000 cap on medications for Medicare beneficiaries. And so that changed a lot of things. We also saw a reduction in plans by about 50%. So there were 24 plans last year available and only 13 plans available this year. So just to go over the little handout that I passed around, I have 2023 numbers on one side and then 2024 on the other side. And so I saw about 50 more people this year for a total of 264 individuals. And once again, that is between October 15th and December 7th. Mine primarily take place the entire month of November. So that's a lot of people in a short amount of time. This year we saw record numbers across the board. We had about a 73% change rate, which is very high compared to normal. We're usually about anywhere from 30 to 40% change. So a lot more work, a lot more education went into this year. This year we saved clients by switching plans $458,000, roughly a little bit more than that, $458,668.46. So pretty close to that $500,000 range for savings that can be put back into our economy at a later date. I also saw 12 new to Medicare clients, so getting them set up for their initial enrollment so that they can continue with their journey and not have any issues down the line. So I think that summarizes the Medicare open enrollment. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Good work, huh? Because I've gone through this before, I changed myself now, and I did change again this year and say, but what surprised me is, you know, when you enter your list of medications and it'll show you different ones. The difference between some of the costs and some, you know, there's some of them that are really expensive.
Yes.
But there were two that were about the same, maybe I, you know, picked one of those, but then there were some others, if you go scroll through them, some of them, that's why you need to look at it each year, because
Absolutely.
the difference between the different plans is tremendous costs.
And a lot of education goes along with that. And a lot of confusion this year came with that $2,000 cap that there is. A lot of people thought that's the max I'll pay, but it's only for covered medications. So it doesn't cover every medication. It's only the ones Medicare has in their formularies. So that was one myth that we had to debunk quite a few times.
Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, this is a great program you have, and 264, I mean, there's got to be a lot more than that in our community, so where do others go and get the advice? Because it, you know, Medicare is kind of like tax law, it changes every year, so you go to a professional for your taxes, so where are others getting that advice, or there are just that many people possibly spending more than they need to?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a couple other agencies in town. The Area Agency on Aging does a lot of them. Anybody that is a certified SHIC counselor, they can do this Medicare counseling, as well as some pharmacies do it as well. Some insurance agents do. It's just a nice service, and all the continued support I get from people that do come and visit me. They just really appreciate this program. They feel like they're getting educated and they're getting trustworthy advice compared to, you know, an insurance agent that's just selling you what they are selling. They're not giving you the grand scheme of things. So once again, people are just really appreciative that we offer this service through Extension.
Yeah, no, it's a great program.
And like I said, once you've done with them a couple times, you can do it yourself fairly easily,
Gotcha.
once you've been through it, because even before her,
Jennifer.
Wilson,
Yeah.
Jennifer Wilson, that's who I was the first time with.
Mhm.
And then I've gone back and asked Megan a few questions too.
Mhm.
Once you understand how it works, you can do it yourself. It's,
Gotcha.
Yes, you can do it yourself. It's just some people feel a little bit more comfortable having somebody else look over it.
review
Oh,
it,
yeah, for sure.
Help with the technology
Mhm.
component, and the other thing is they like to come in and just get a overall better picture of what's going on with their Medicare, because it is a very it can affect your life if you don't get it right.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
they are very, like I said, very appreciative, everybody that walks in that door.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, commissioners, you have Ryan Pete at 10:15.
Yeah, okay.
that. You see the best, and I don't know which, paper didn't say it was a TIF or IRB or what it is for the Commerce bill.
The IRB, they did approve it.
Yeah, the 10-year, it's a 10-year tax abatement.
Would it pass on? Was it
3-2.
unanimous? 3-2? Okay, kind of what I figured it might.
Opel and McCullough were no's. And that's what he, what's his name? Clark, or what's his name? Carter. I was
Carter.
going to call him Clark. It's Carter was saying, oh yeah, we're pushing that and we're glad it happened. We're glad for the ones that passed it because it wasn't unanimous. It wasn't. But it's 10-year, at least this one though, the existing isn't zero like some of those other ones, you know,
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. That's what's different.
that helps a little bit. We're not gonna get nothing, but you
Yeah.
know, they gave him 10, but this one, we don't have it. And I don't know if it's a TIF or which, it didn't say the paper, what type of Other than it's a 10-year tax exemption.
It's through the IRB, that's what they do it, and it'll be, frozen it's kind of like a TIF, but it's not a TIF district, it's frozen at the value of whatever that
You're
facility.
saying it's 2 million, it's what
So
it is.
at least we'll continue to get the taxes on that 2 million, and at the end of 10 years, then it'll go to full value.
Whatever the full value of the new building is. Because we don't have a say, we don't have to approve those. So they just-
No, we don't get a say in that, they just notify us that they're doing them. Yep.
That's surprising, both to me.
I thought Mr. Carter's presentation about the legislature was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a nice job summarizing why.
What's funny. Either way, the other way, the Democrats, they're making a big push, we're gonna spend a lot of money with these changes. Lost them. Yeah, well, here, the Senate here was, this. Here. Okay.
I'm not sure if you want all this here or if you want me to put it here.
So please.
There is a plate of the savory stuff and a plate of the sweet stuff.
Oh, this is the tea party?
This is
Yeah.
the tea party. And I did not get everything. They were still bringing stuff in.
Oh. Looks
So
like there's
please.
plenty there.
Feel free to stop by if you need to afterwards, or if you want more, just let me know.
Yeah, that was interesting to hear about the big push and
I
then.
knew that, this, the one here locally. She outspent him. We should outspent him 2-1.
Yeah.
And the same way that Angel and Zito outspent her.
Wow.
Well, when I was in. Okay. I would outspent 3-1.
There's some food out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they also brought a.
Maybe that says something about the platform.
I smell vodka.
You're too much.
Yeah, I already tasted it.
So, did you kick the wrong person finally, or what? Looked like you had a hitch in your get along when you're walking.
Oh, gosh, no, I had the only thing I have in common with Mahomes is a high ankle sprain.
Did you go up for a dunk and land wrong, or?
I'm afraid that I just tripped. That's right. I thought about doing I said some things underneath my breath on Monday, let me tell you. It was the most, I was mentioning this to Commissioner McKinley, right? What happened here at the car, it turned out to be.
It was a Ford. That was the first problem.
There you go.
Believe me, I know.
He was thinking, I knew I should have listened to Rich and get a GM.
Yeah.
The darndest thing, I'm driving along on the highway and everything's normal. I then pull into the rest stop. Apparently I go over a bump, which I don't even remember. I get back on the highway and it turns out that one of the wheels has thrown all balancing weights. So there was no explanation for why it was
Oh,
shaking, right?
Oh,
I've never
okay.
had it throw, like, when they went in and they did a because I'm like, this could be a transmission problem. I mean, this doesn't
Right,
feel
uh-huh.
right.
right.
And so, long story short, they check everything out and they say. One of your wheels was 1.5 ounces out of balance. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty significant. That's not insubstantial. They said, yeah, that's not an insubstantial balance issue. So that's why, but if it would have just been a normal thing, like if it would have been happening when I first drove it, I wouldn't have thought anything of it.
Right.
But it was a pretty wicked level of vibration. I thought something was wrong. So
Yep. Well, I'm glad that's all it was.
same here. I'm not glad that I spent the night in the Holiday Inn.
You should have been refreshed.
Yeah, you should have been refreshed. Holiday Inn. Everyone, you ever watched the commercials?
That's right.
I'm not a real attorney, I played one at the county. I said at the Holiday Inn last night.
There you go.
What would we do without John?
I shudder to think.
Kind of like your wife, just couldn't function, huh?
That's probably true.
I hope she's watching.
No. Maybe today.
Tell you that when you're sick, you forget how good it feels to not feel sick.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel so much better than I did earlier in the week.
Yeah, right.
More like eight.
I'll say overall, I'm feeling better, but just a
That
Get
clarifies.
exhausted.
And you're,
little afternoon. I
should have
gotta
sat down
sit
again,
for a
you're
while.
up
Maybe
already.
rest this weekend. Morning, Brian. How you
Good
doing?
morning, sir. How are you doing?
Ready for the holidays? How about you?
Goodness gracious, yes. Yes. Want to thank the county commission. I'm Brian Peak with the Riley County Police Department. It's great to see everyone. This young gentleman right here, I think that K-State is already, the students are already gone, so I'm not sure what this young gentleman here is doing, but
He's pretending.
that's right.
Stay the holiday.
Yeah, there you go.
Insert.
Why you look so good?
Well, I figure in the spirit of the holiday season and at the end of the year, I will be giving you all enough of a headache with hopes and plans and dreams for next year. So today I'm just gonna keep it to statistics.
Okay.
Just reporting to the county commission, the crime, and then I'll go into just a summarization of our crime reduction plan. So our part one crimes, these are the crimes that when people think of bad crimes, homicides, shootings, rapes, this is what part one falls under. For November, our statistics, we were 18% below the 5-year average. Now, I know saying that actual stats and perception of crime are two entirely different things. And over the last few months, we have seen a sharp increase in crimes that were related to firearms. We've seen a few homicides, we've seen some stabbings, we've seen several different things, but overall, the percentage is down from the 5-year average. Year to date for November, we're 17% down from the 5-year average. Part one crime is projected to, at the time of this report, was projected to be down about 17% from the 5-year average, but it's going to be looking closer to around 12%. And then keeping in mind, when you have historically, in some years, maybe 2 homicides, and then several other years, 0 homicides. If there's unfortunately 1 homicide, it's going to skew statistics, if you will. For part one violent crimes, we were 35% below the 5-year average. Year to date, we were down 10.4% from the 5-year average. We had 8 aggravated assaults or batteries, 1 rape, 1 robbery, and 1 homicide during the month of November. For robberies, there was 1 robbery reported, which is 50% below the 5-year average for the month. Year to date, we're down about 48% from the 5-year average. And there was an arrest for this robbery on December 6th. There were 4 aggravated batteries, 4 aggravated assaults reported during the month of November. This is 33% below the 5-year average. Aggravated assaults and batteries are down about 10% from the 5-year average. 2 of the incidents in November were domestic. And as of the 6th of this month, there were arrests in 2 of the incidents. In each of the violent crimes that we've experienced over the last several months, we have made arrests, or we do have individuals of interest that we're closing in on. For part one property crimes for November, we were down about 15% below the 5-year average. Year to date, we're 18% below the 5-year average. Property crime for November included 12 burglaries, 11 larcenies for vehicles, 5 auto thefts, 0 arson incidents, and the rest were larcenies of 60-cent incidents. Structural burglaries, we were 3% above the 5-year average for the month. Year to date, we're down about 32% from the 5-year average. 6 of the burglaries were non-residential, 7 were residential, 12 occurred in Manhattan, and 1 occurred in Riley. Vehicle burglaries, November, we were down about 62% below the 5-year average. Year to date, we're down about 30% for the 5-year average. There was a forced entry noted in 5 of the reports. And again, these are individuals that we either have in custody or we're closing in on bringing to custody. Motor vehicle thefts, we're down 50% from the 5-year average of November. Year to date, we're down 15%. 2 of the 5 vehicles that have been recovered as of the 11th of November. One of the incidences was an attempted motor vehicle theft.
For DUIs, for November, we're about 4% below the 5-year average. Year to date, we're about 5.6% below the 5-year average. And for traffic crashes, in November, we're about 12.8% above the 5-year average and up 11.4% from the 5-year average for traffic accidents. So we want to make sure we're trying to work on traffic enforcement and traffic education. And finally, preventable traffic accidents, in November, we're about 12% below the 5-year average. Year to date, preventable accidents are up about 6%. And so in with this, next year, yes, next year, we're going to release to the law board the crime reduction plan. Once that's released and the law board has to have that opportunity to digest it, we'll release it out to the general public as well as to all of our city and county officials, all municipalities. And that crime reduction plan is meant to be why we're going to do what we're going to be doing. And included in this will be an internal restructuring so that we can try to take some of the administrative load off of officers and field supervisors and put that internally where we can concentrate on more proactive level things, looking at, like again, for one of the things that we're looking at doing is creating a vice unit, if you will, that's going to be looking at sexual assaults, as well as human and sex trafficking, individuals who are going to specialize in that. And then we're looking at recidivism efforts to individuals who are suffering from substance use disorder and how we can proactively stop that and how we can be more proactive in helping victims or potential victims of domestic violence. And other than that, I stand ready for any questions that the commission may have. Well, thank you all very much. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. You too.
See you guys.
Next commissioner, you'll have the Bob Isaac show for a while.
Yeah, that's I can see you got 3 in a row. We haven't seen him in a while, so you know. Oh, this morning we're getting a sophomore transfer from Purdue. Wide receiver? Yeah.
Is he a good one?
He didn't play much. He was a freshman this year and they said he didn't play much.
We're getting a really good one from NC State.
Yeah,
Really
he
good.
just came out as a 4-star,
Uh-huh.
just,
And we're getting a 4-star DB from Oklahoma.
mhm. Yeah. When's the next men's game?
Oh. Yes. The women, that first conference game is Sunday.
Oh, really?
Cincinnati's coming
Cincinnati any good?
in. I don't, you know. They're not. Yeah, but after the game, you know, like I said, it won 30 some points, and after the game, Mitty was out, but the first half we weren't doing this and that, and he said, we've got to get them. Teams coming in now
Mm-hmm,
to be this level,
mm-hmm.
and they didn't have any size at all, so they could just lob it into Lee and she'd lay it in.
Yeah,
It was from the very start, you could see she was dominating.
big body down there.
Now, the men plays an away game Saturday. I know it's probably the first. I guess that's the first conference game. I don't have who he is.
Maybe if it's a late game, I can watch it.
It's a 6 o'clock.
Good.
I don't have, the home games, I was writing down, when I put them in here, I write who it is, but the others, I'm saying,
Yeah, if I can remember, I might be able to watch part of it.
There's kind of been a. Yeah. I watched it on TV and they were just pounding.
and it was. Well, and then what was that? Gal that's on the announcing after the game was in. Lee and Sundell had good games, but some of the others didn't have that good a game,
Yeah,
but. They had a lot of assists, a lot of it, and
and it's unfortunate that sometimes certain players and sometimes you see whole teams kind of play down the competition, you know, they just don't get amped up for it and.
Sides and Walker, neither one had that. I mean, didn't have a big scoring game, they had a good game, but they didn't have a lot of scoring.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start out hard and finish hard, upcoming schedule.
Yeah. I don't know whether any other teams look at the standings to see where, if any other Big 12 teams.
I think there are. I think they're all,
Iowa State usually is.
yeah, and I didn't mind seeing the women lose that game early. I think that's a good wake up call for any team, any good team.
But I think one of the can you guys talk about, yeah, he kind of changed his, before he had a kind of senior team, he's kind of let him go. And he said he's been more vocal during the games and more quick to set somebody down and put somebody else in if they're not.
Mhm.
Which is something Tang doesn't do. He lets send guys that are goofing off and keep going.
Gonna be curious to see how this goes, long to medium term.
Understanding his contract with his new contract, we spent this last year, he's put it with Arkansas.
Mhm.
His contract, that was a huge buyout. Pretty sure we got him for at least one more year.
What I don't like, and it's unfortunate, and I don't know that we'll ever get back there, is, you know, with the women's team, you still can, but with the men's and in football, it's kind of going that way. As fans, you really can't build that relationship connection to players
Right.
because they're in and out. That's like my wife said, I know one player on that team, we're watching the Minion, and it's like, you know, and there's something to that from
Yeah.
the fan base perspective.
Well, did you hear Tang going after the fans after the game?
Oh, he did?
So did the players.
Oh, yeah, I heard the one player.
Like, it's us against the world, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not
He's
even.
complaining because he got a nasty something on Twitter or X and went,
About breaking his leg.
yeah, and well, then if you want to read bad stuff on social media, get off of it, because that's what
It is.
That's what people.
And I don't agree with a lot of what fans are saying either.
No, I don't.
No, agreed, agreed.
But after a game like that, it's not when you bring that up.
Right.
That's- Before the next game, you might bring that up, but it sounds like excuses after that game, which. And then the other one I like when he said, well, you know, the other team, because Drake, you know, had 4 or 5 people, because Northwest Missouri coach over there, but he had 4 or 5 guys, seniors and 5th-year players
Mhm.
follow him over, and that's who plays.
Yeah.
for the game. He said, yeah, those guys have been playing together for 3 and 4 years. And we've got new guys trying to get them organized. I thought, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't turn that
Let's-
whole.
let's be real about it. I mean, really established coaches haven't been able to do that. I mean, John Calipari at Kentucky has all the resources. You get 5-star, first round, top 5 NBA picks. Get 5 of them in a row, get them out on the court. He won 1 national championship. That's why he got ran out of Kentucky. I mean,
Well, that's what
you get to tournament time, you got to have some experience. You just do.
UConn the last 2
Yeah.
years they've had a established team that guys have been playing together for several years.
And they lost 3 games in a row here early in the season.
Oh,
And not even phasing them now. They just got back out there in the court and they're playing, and they could still potentially win a 3rd national championship.
and well, kind of like what or women, just we need a couple of transfers to fill in.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Because those two transfers he got in this year.
They made a
really
difference.
well. Huge point extra and
Yeah.
take both. Yeah.
Ready, commissioners?
Yep. But Bob,
Morning. First,
Good morning.
how's it going?
good.
Okay, so beginning, Chris Reed has made application with Riley County Planning and Development requesting to replat lots 16 and 17, Block F, White Canyon subdivision, a small platted tract into a single lot. The subject site is generally located directly east of the intersection of Baldwin Park Road and Lake Shore Lane. The subject property includes lot 16 and 17 of Block F of White Canyon subdivision, which was platted in April of 1964, and a small unplatted tract of land situated in government quarter of Section 1, Township 8, South, Range 6 East. The unplatted tract was part of a land swap with the U.S. Corps of Engineers in 1988. The subject replat also includes the vacation of a portion of the right-of-way situated at the nexus of Baldwin Park Road and Lake Shore Lane. The subject property is currently zoned AG Agricultural District, has been zoned as such since 1958. The property was not required to be rezoned as single-family residential with this petition, as the existing home was made conforming to the agricultural district upon adoption of the land development regulations in January 2022. Riley County Fire District number 1 will continue to serve the site. The nearest county fire station is Randolph Fire Station located at 111 South Front Street in Randolph. The subject site is not located within 5 road miles of the fire station. The east third of the subject site is located within the 1% annual chance floodplain, the western edge of which follows the Corps of Engineers 1140 elevation perpetual flowage easement line. This is the the final plat illustrating the orientation and location of the new lot's boundaries. And I'm going to do this so it might be a little bit easier to see this. Okay, so the somewhat simple request has a few complexities that I'd like to explain. First, the subject property includes lots 16 and 17 Block F of White Canyon subdivision. In May of 1964, after it was platted, a building permit was issued for the home currently occupying the site. Also included in the replat is a small unplatted tract that was a result of a land swap with the U.S. Corps of Engineers in 1988. The reasons behind the swap are unknown, but must have something to do with where the property and the structures were built. So although the tract was under the same ownership as lot 17, it never was officially part of lot 17. And I'll explain that in a little bit. Additionally, the subject replat also includes the vacation of a small portion of the road right of way situated at the nexus of Baldwin Park Road and Lake Shore Lane. So it appears that the property and structures have been in violation for several years, and the applicant may have inherited them with the purchase of the property. I'll explain. This here is the existing right of way. I can get my pointer to it. And here are the two lots here. This is the small unplatted tract underneath it. And this is a portion of the lot that was swapped out in 1988. This is the shed the applicant was replacing. At the time he was caught needing a building permit, and this is what we discovered that the majority of or a portion of the shed was actually encroaching in the right of way. And there's a few things that needed to happen. I also discovered that the house itself was encroaching in the front yard setback. So this is the pieces that were part of that land swap. This portion of lot 17 went to the Corps of Engineers, and they are exempt from the regulation, so we really can't do anything about that. That's the way it is. This here will be incorporated with these two lots with this replat. This is the portion of the right of way to be vacated to at least give deference to this shed here, so it's not encroaching into the right of way. And we had to make sure that the setback for the road right of way still matched the 60-foot requirement. So that's what had to happen here. And at first, the applicant was unsure if he wanted to purchase this lot to make that happen. And we talked him into it. He was going to anyway, so that's what happened with this. So the end result is one platted lot. The shed, however, is still up against the side yard lot line and will require a variance. So a few pics of the site. This is looking off to the west, as you see with Baldwin Park Road, and you can see it's fairly well maintained all the way down to this home. And this is literally turned 180 degrees. This is the shed that the applicant was replacing. And he poured the concrete and all this, and so if you look along here, there's the fence line, and that's actual property line there. So you can see there's not a whole lot of distance between here and there. All he needs is 5 feet. Right now he has about 1.5 feet. So yes, a few more pictures of the property. This one shows the driveway and the cabin in the background here, parking in the rear as well. And you can see just turning to my left, turning toward the northeast. As Lakeshore Lane continues northward. It's a nice little site. On December 9th, the Riley County Planning Board heard the request and approved the final plat of Reed Edition. Replat lots 16, 17, Block F, White Canyon subdivision, as it was determined that it met the minimum requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners acknowledge the approved final plat of Reed Lane Edition, which, as mentioned, is a replat of lots 16, 17, Block F, White Canyon subdivision into a single lot, as it has been determined that it meets the minimum requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. That's all I have for this one. There's a lot going on in there, but it's also a lot of correction taking place with this replat.
A lot of cleanup.
Yes. I mentioned one last step. He will have, this is a necessary step to get to the variance, to get approval for the variance for that shed. So it can't happen all at once. That's all I have. If you have any questions for me on that.
I don't have any questions.
I move to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of Reed Lane Edition, a replat of lots 16 and 17, Block F, White Canyon subdivision, and an unplatted tract in government lot 6 into a single lot, and accept easements, right-of-ways, or licenses shown to be dedicated in the final plat, as it was determined that it meets the requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of Reed Lane Edition, a replat of lot 16 and 17, Block F, White Canyon subdivision, and an unplatted tract in government lot 6 into a single lot. Except any easements, right-of-ways, or licenses as shown to be dedicated on the final plat, as it was determined that it meets the requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we do have a Mylar that would take a break.
Yeah, an hour. I'll get that and I'll get that. Okay. Which. Yes.
See if Clancy wants to come down and sign his final Mylars.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you?
No, I do not want to do that.
I'm not sure if we were in down. That's great. Look around with the park.
Hey Clancy, do you want to come down and sign your final Mylars?
I think we need that.
I figured. All right. Thanks.
Yes, we
Huh?
You don't.
10:45. Guess we gotta finish signing this resolution.
All three of these, just messes that have long life. That could be continuous.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants to build on something, they gotta get it changed, because it was like to begin with.
It's amazing how many counties don't really have. And even Riley County, up until the last 35 years or so, didn't have anything. It's important, so.
They have different feelings about it, but I was sad. California. Had to go.
I didn't think the University of fans treated that situation right. But now the new guy's doing good. I mean, they're the top 5.
All I'm gonna say is, he broke my Shockers' hearts twice.
Yes, he did.
And even when he was doing it, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a class act. Just a class act.
We went
Who's that?
2-1 versus
John Calipari.
in the tournament, and we beat them 2 years ago to go to the Elite Eight. I almost didn't get to go home for Thanksgiving that year.
Yeah.
I had to call my mom. I'm like, "Am I okay to come home?" And there was a long pause.
It was
When we buried her in November, we buried her with her her favorite UK blanket.
he's quite the coach, but he invented the NIL before the NIL was
Yes.
invented.
That's true.
That's how he got there.
That's
Really true.
A lot of those older coaches retiring going, well, not everybody can pay. I used to be the only one,
I can't
not everybody
now.
can pay.
Yep.
I think the NIL and transfer stuff smoothing out for football, but for basketball,
It's
just messed
Yeah.
up.
It is. It's destroying. It's having the reverse effect on, players giving up eligibility.
It's because they know they can make more here. They don't
With
know
no
if
contracts.
they don't know if they'll get picked up at the next level too.
Once you get to the professional level, you're under a contract. You can't just pick up and leave and do what you want. It's total night and day difference.
At some point, though, you think that there's gotta have to be some sort of guidelines.
There is.
This
We need the
right
adults
now-
in the room to be adults is
Yeah.
what needs to happen.
So,
It's time for
Yeah.
Bob.
You're right on that. Yes.
Should go
Time to
again.
go.
oh, good morning. Everyone. Stefan and Casey or Cassidy have made application with Riley County Planning and Development. Requesting to replat lots 1 and lots 3 through 10, block 5, Western Shore Acres subdivision, together into a single lot. The parcel is generally located at the northeast corner of the intersection of Phillip Avenue and Lady Lane. The subject property was platted as lots 1 and lots 3 through 10 of block 5 of Western Shore Acres subdivision in October of 1962. The applicant wishes to replat the aforementioned lots together into a single lot to allow the construction of a single family home. It was the intent of the applicant to get this lot as well, to make this one single lot. But negotiations with the existing property owner, they were amenable to the transaction, but wouldn't be in time for this replat. So it's just one of those things that have to buy it afterwards. I wanted to get this going. So the property was rezoned a single family residence during the 1974 conversion zoning conversion process. The name of the zoning district was changed to SF3 in May of 2012. There are no variances, special uses, or conditional uses associated with the site. Riley County Fire District Number 1 will serve the site. The nearest county fire station is University Park Fire Station, currently located at 7412 Redbud Lane or Redbud Drive. The subject site is located within 5 road miles of a fire station. And this is where this simple one gets a little bit more complex. This is the final plat illustrating the orientation and location of the new lot's boundaries. The utility easement located here is to be vacated with this plat, while a new 25-foot utility easement will be located along the eastern and part of the southern boundary of the new lot, as the existing utility will be relocated. The lot will be served by an off-site well located south of Lady Lane on lot 3, block 11 of Western Shore Acres subdivision. That lot is owned by the current moment, or the applicant. The county engineer has approved boring under Lady Lane to connect to the well. The property will also be served by an on-site septic lateral sanitary services, which the combination of meets the sanitary code. December 9th, the Riley County Planning Board heard the request and approved the final plat of Western Shore Acres Unit 3, a replat of lots 1 and lots 10 block 5 Western Shore Acres subdivision, a single lot, as it was determined that it meet the minimum requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners acknowledge the approved final plat of Western Shore Acres Unit 3, a replat of lots 1 and lots 3 through 10, block 5 Western Shore Acres subdivision, as it was determined that the plat meets the minimum requirements of the LDR and sanitary code. That's all I have for this one. If you have any questions for me, I feel this. Now that I have a Mylar out here for you to sign, it really easier. You have seen that.
One. They all were about the same, like sure, reading one. Move to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of Western Shore Acres Unit 3, a replat of lots 1 and 3 through 10, block 5, Western Shore Acres subdivision, accepting easements, right-of-ways, or license as shown on the dedicated, as shown to be dedicated on the final plat, as it was determined it meets the requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of the PB edition of replat of lots 5, 6, and 7 in block 10 of Lakeside Heights, and to accept any easements, right of ways, or licenses as shown to be dedicated on the final plat as it was determined it meets the requirements of the Riley County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. All in favor? Aye.
Like you said, the right one.
Western Shore, yeah.
Greg, this is all stuff you need to sign from the Zoom meeting, the meeting you attended by Zoom, just whenever.
Cause I come in now. Cindy, she's the only one who needed.
Oh, did she? Yeah, she must have rethought it.
Yeah.
She must have rethought it.
Now to think about it, it might have been the one I missed completely, and she said, well, if you weren't here, you don't have to sign these. I
Okay,
don't think that might have been what I was.
don't forget that Mylar.
Zoom I was, in fact, he was. Yeah.
Both girls gonna be home.
Yes, the one's home. Well, yeah, she's home this week. She'll go back to Wichita over the weekend. Come back. She's been helping the volleyball club there run tournaments. So. Yeah, so they'll both be home. Brittany and the baby, then they'll go to his parents Wednesday, but they'll be here this week. Got my mom and her dad coming. Kind of small this year.
Yeah.
No, how old's your grandpa?
That was a good call.
Her dad is 84.
Me? No, me. Chair, I'm talking to the chair.
Oh, okay. I talk to my inanimate objects all the time.
Yeah.
The only problem is sometimes they attack.
Oh, now that's a problem. Guess you're wanting us back, is that?
Sir.
No. New fire truck looks nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's sitting right outside there.
Yeah, it's in the pictures of it.
They just sent it back with the Arizona tag.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
You mind coming up to our office or we can come
Okay.
stay down with you?
No, whichever, just want to make sure Clancy is line something up.
Yeah. Guys aren't gonna believe this. ACOS volunteer to be the primary point person on fences in our office. So Clancy said, who wants to do this? And I was about to say, well, I'll take it on the chin and do it. And then Jacob said, I really want to volunteer for this. It's like interesting.
Look at where I was.
I know. It's like, God bless you, Jacob.
Westwood fence view that.
You think it's gonna happen?
I don't know. That's why I need him, because it's,
Didn't we have another one?
circumstances are weird.
We have one that's ongoing. That, I say ongoing, it had already been decided, but then the parties are.
That's right, that's what it was. So much stuff going on, I can't,
Yeah,
I'm getting old, my brain's just not what it used to be.
I don't know that you're, Commissioner, I don't know that you're. That excuse. Feel like it.
I woke up this morning, I looked in the mirror and I said, what the hell happened?
What'd you say, Tom?
With the fence there at Wallsburg Road, that might come over.
That's one I'm meeting with them
Okay.
about.
All right, can I get you anything else to drink?
Oh, God. I didn't mean to have me triple this. I am phobic about being thirsty. It's just,
We noticed.
Yeah.
She's my next victim.
Oh, good luck. Yeah. She looks like some whistles or bells or something. make it a little more entertaining.
Provide refreshments or something.
Yeah, there you go. We're gonna be hard to find what's already over there, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can try. I'm not telling you no. Yeah, I didn't even know that was happening. Usually they put out some kind of advertising. Did I miss it?
Yeah,
There was an email.
Was there? I must have missed it. That could happen. Go ahead, Bob.
okay. All right, so, Etienne J. Badwin Jr. has made application with Raleigh County Planning and Development requesting to replat lots 5, 6, and 7, block 10, Lakeside Heights with a single lot. The parcel is generally located approximately 295 feet south of Highview Drive on the west side of High Ridge Drive. Such property was platted as lots 5, 6, and 7 of block 10 of Lakeside Heights subdivision in June of 1962. This whole area was very busy in 1962. January 1964, a building permit was issued for the home currently occupying the site. The applicant needs to replat the aforementioned lots together into a single lot to allow a replacement septic lateral system to serve the existing home. Although the replat will not bring the property into complete compliance with the sanitary code, it will allow a system to be located on the parcel that meets the minimum setback requirements. The property was zoned A3 single-family residential during the 1974 zoning conversion process. The name of the zoning district has changed to 3 single-family residential. That was done in May of 2012. There are no variances, special uses, or conditional uses associated with the site. The Raleigh County Fire District Number 1 will serve the site. The station is University Park Fire Station located at 7412 Redbud Drive. The site is located within 5 road miles of the fire station. So this is the final plat illustrating the orientation location of the new lot's boundary. The property will be served by an on-site septic system and will connect to a University Park Central water system. The 25-foot front yard setback line will be removed from the plat as it is a requirement of the zoning district. It doesn't belong on the plat. Again, the reason for the replat is to provide enough space for a septic system to meet separation distances or distance requirements of the sanitary code in order for the house to remain habitable. Few pictures of the site. This is standing on High Ridge Drive at the approximate midpoint of current lot 6, looking northwesterly. Currently, the existing residence is not being inhabited as there isn't a working sanitary sewer system. This replat seeks to resolve that dilemma. Standing nearly at the same location, looking northwesterly across current lot 6 towards the existing residence. Turning westerly, this picture is more of the subject property. Also illustrates how the site gently slopes southward. And in the background, you can kind of see this is the looking across current lot 7. You can see that beyond the tree line, that's the University Park's golf course. So on December 9th, the Raleigh County Planning Board heard the request and approved the final plat of PB addition. A replat of lots 5, 6, and 7 in block 10 of Lakeside Heights into a single lot, as it was determined that it met the minimum requirements of Raleigh County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners acknowledge the approved final plat of PB addition, a replat of lots 5, 6, and 7 in block 10 of Lakeside Heights, as it was determined that it met the minimum requirements of the LDR and Sanitary Code.
That's the one we just did.
Yeah. This is a different one.
In the same area?
Yeah. There's 3. In very, very close quarters. Each other. This is Lakeside Heights. The other one was Western Shore Edition.
Yeah, that's the different one.
Okay, we didn't make a motion on the Western Shore one. We did?
Mm-hmm. You did.
Okay.
You did.
They're literally north, right, top, middle, bottom. They're right in the same area. They were platted around 1962, 64, somewhere in there. We've got a lot of similarities. One we just did was Keene, and that was in, several lots, nine of 10 into one. This is just three. If you look on GIS, you'll see this tract. There's no lot lines across, so it looks like one lot. Really, that's a parcel consisting of 3 lots under one PID number. That's part of the GP. Do you have any questions for me?
Move to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of PB edition, a replat of lots 5, 6, and 7, block 10 of Lakeside Heights. Except easements, right of ways, or license as shown to be dedicated on the final plat. Is determined to meet the requirements of the Raleigh County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve resolution 121924, acknowledging the approved final plat of BB addition to replat lots 5, 6, and 7 in block 10 of Lakeside Heights, and accept any easements, right of ways, or licenses as shown to be dedicated on the final plat, as it was determined it meets the requirements of the Raleigh County Land Development Regulations and Sanitary Code. All in favor?
Aye.
And we have a Mylar out here for you gentlemen to sign. How does that work? Yeah, it does work.
No. Thanks, sir.
The pump is places on here. I don't point it out. I did the same math as this one, but think of that. Yeah.
Pop off.
I know.
Good, we're just going ahead and get started now. Get it over with. Mind going a little early?
Yeah.
It's not a hearing or anything, we should be okay.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
we're all here.
We can go to the council and comments on that.
Yeah. He can take the class stage.
That's right.
All right, good morning, commissioners, and then web planning director. I'm here to talk about school inspections. So the situation is, Riley County's been performing school inspections annually over the summer. That's generally something done by our environmental health staff at planning and development. Last year, because I didn't have that staff member in summer, Julie from the health department did those inspections, so, but it usually falls under planning and development. You can see the checklist that we use when we do, the school inspections has lots of different things on it, some various things you see there in your packet. And then I've also included in the car all the different schools that we do. Of course, that's all of the Riley County schools, so. Recently or over the summer, the state passed a new rule legislature. I didn't want to say legislature because I can never say that word, so I just said rule. That counties are able to opt out of the
Bill.
school inspections. Bill, thank you, that's much easier.
Yeah.
They passed a bill,
Yeah.
that counties are able to opt,
There you go.
much easier. Opt out of doing school inspections, and I included that bill in there, you can see that as well, so. Staff has spent some time, going over all of this information and kind of figuring out what that means, what we can do, et cetera. So I'm here to, recommend we basically opt out of doing school inspections, and then what's in my discussion is why we feel that that would be okay to recommend stopping, inspections, so. After speaking with several of the school districts, folks from the school districts of the schools that we perform these inspections, these are essentially just doing more inspections that are already done by other entities. Various departments in the state perform inspections, like KDA does all the actual food inspections. So our inspection maybe would go into, the kitchen and look at some things, but we're not doing food inspections there. We're not taking temperatures and making sure storage is okay, all of that stuff. That's done by the state, and that would change. Department of Labor does their inspections, the fire marshal, depending on what jurisdiction you're in. City of Manhattan, the building official does some as well. And then of course the insurance inspectors. So, and if you have any elevators in the school, the elevator inspectors do those. So really these inspections we're doing are in addition to many others that the schools already have. So they're essentially redundant. And the other, the other thing to mention is, again, as you see, scroll down to checklist. There's no requirement for special certification for our folks to be specially certified to do any of these inspections. Again, it's done by the environmental health specialist or folks in the health department, but you can see some of these are a little bit more suited for a fire marshal or a building inspector or somebody who actually has formal training and background and education to look at some of these things. I mean, you can maybe go out and eyeball, yeah, that looks clean or looks like it's not gonna fall down or whatnot, but that's not a really good assessment is, that you want to be basing, your safety on. Again, it's not a fire marshal coming out saying, yep, fire system looks good, your structure looks good, all of that different sort of stuff. So it could be creating a bit of a false sense of security if we're coming out saying, yep, looks good, but so I was happy to find out that, again, fire marshals and other folks also do those inspections, so they're not just relying on the one, so. So that's another element to it, that again, we don't have special certifications to go out and do these inspections. And then the other element, I'm gonna go back up to the car, is the state doesn't provide any funding for this. We don't assess any fees to do these school inspections, and the state doesn't give us any money to do them. And as you all know, we have lots and lots of other things we could be spending our time and resources on, so. Those are several of the reasons that staff discussed and felt okay with making the recommendation to utilize this new bill. and opt out of school inspections, so. I have in here as well, if you folks are amenable to doing that, what the process is to do that. We'll have to do a charter resolution, that'll have to be approved unanimously by you folks. Then it has to get published, and then, provided there's no protest petition filed against it, it would be valid 60 days after it is published, so. So that would be the process for us to formally opt out of school inspections. I wanted to have this conversation with you folks today just to see if we can answer any questions, what your thoughts might be. And then depending on what you determine here, bring that charter resolution back to you at a future meeting when all three of you are here to start that process, if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And I could see how it would be bad. They could say, oh, well, the county said this is okay, and the fire marshal goes, no, this isn't
Right.
correct, or KDHE says, no, whoever does the kitchen, like say. They're specially trained to look for things, and you're just saying, you know, it's okay to me, and then they can say, oh, well, it's okay because the county passed it, so you don't have to listen.
I can go on there and be an official food taster. I could do that.
No, it makes sense to do this.
I agree.
Get a motion, commissioners?
Yeah, one. I move to direct staff to begin formal process to opt out of performing school inspections.
I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to direct staff to begin the formal process to opt out of performing school inspections. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. So we'll get that charter resolution put together and bring it back to you at a future meeting. When we're all here. Start the process.
Thank you, ladies. Want me to just go ahead?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't think anybody's gonna argue over this. Just in case.
Good morning, Commissioner Chris Barber, Raleigh County Clerk, requesting to refill the administrative analyst levy specialist position. The green sheet you just signed off today was
That Joe?
Joe's
That's what I thought.
promotion to Lori's position
Yeah.
at Lieutenant Public Works, so,
To fill
we
Julie's
don't-
position,
huh?
to fill Julie's position.
Yeah, it is, it's the domino
Yeah,
effect,
yeah.
it is the domino
Yeah.
effect, but that's good, I mean, we're keeping
Yeah.
good people within the county, you
It's
know,
great.
so.
It's moving up, not even
Uh-huh.
domino down.
Yeah,
It's-
Exactly, so, yeah, we held interviews last week, Joe accepted the position. So we'll move him into there, and so now we need to open up this position with your approval to fill Joe's vacancy. Critical position, a lot of counties do it, but some counties don't, you know, one really big thing that this position does, and I've always taken pride because other counties require township and cemetery officials to go out and hire their own accountant, and you know how much budgets townships and cemeteries have to do the budgets. There's been county clerks at off hours have charged townships and cemeteries, and I just see it as a service that we do, and it's honestly is basically Joe, and now this new position, really doing their budgets for them, helping them. They meet in our conference room with all of their board members, and they sit down and talk about what they can and can't do, and try and keep their levies, and that person has the expertise of valuations and levies, and so I think it's a great service. They tremendously appreciate it, the townships and cemetery boards. And it's really kind of fun because you really get to know those people really well and build relationships with them. They're in our office frequently.
Well, and you know, it's done right. And supposed to then bring something and we're going, no, that's wrong. You got to redo this. We got it.
And they build relationships. They call Joe all the time, or whoever's in that position, but they call Joe all the time, say, hey, what about this? You know, and so we're there to help advise them. And I just think it's very important function that we do in our office. Any questions for me, commissioners?
No.
Move to approve the requisition to fill administrative analyst levy specialist position for recruitment.
Second, been moved and seconded to approve the requisition to fill the administrative analyst levy specialist position for recruitment. All in favor? Aye.
Oh, thank you. Perfect.
Okay, that was the last item, and we finished up a little early today.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Break my heart.
No, don't break my heart either. I have nothing else. I do need to chat with you on 2 items post-meeting if I can.
Well, before that, I need a score.
Oh, you said we do it.
Oh, that's next week. huh?
That's next week.
Okay, we can do that next week.
Give me more time to think about that.
Okay, sounds good. Yep, I can stick around. Stick around here.
Yeah,
Okay, not a problem. Yep, no other business, commissioners.
I'd move to adjourn the December 19th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
okay, I'll second. It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the December 19th meeting of the Valley County Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.